Hello and welcome to today's video. So today we're going to be looking at Litecoin. Thank you for everyone who voted in my poll here. Litecoin was the clear winner. I'm not surprised, Litecoin is looking very interesting recently and all eyes are now on Litecoin. So let's get into it. So before we look at Litecoin itself, we should look at the Bitcoin dominance. For those who watched my last video, you'll know that I am keeping a close eye on Bitcoin dominance to get an idea of how the alts are going to be playing out. So we can see here that Bitcoin dominance was in a very strong downtrend and we've broken out of it. And Bitcoin is looking very strong. We also can see that obviously Bitcoin has been doing very well versus the US dollar. Currently it's around the 13,000 mark. So Bitcoin's been rallying very strong. Now, until recently we've had a very strong alt season. Since September, the alts have been really rallying hard. So right now it's a time really for alts to start cooling off versus Bitcoin. However, the unique thing about Litecoin is actually it didn't rally against Bitcoin at all. Whilst all the other alts were rallying, Litecoin hasn't gained anything on Bitcoin at all. So Litecoin's in a bit of a strange area at the moment. It's not pumped with the alts, and it hasn't pumped with Bitcoin. It's kind of, in fact, most eyes haven't been looking at Litecoin at all. It's underperformed for the past. Since its halving, it's pretty much underperformed and fell off everyone's radar. So everyone's wondering, is Litecoin going to come back? Is the project dead? Those aren't the questions I'm going to be answering today, but what I am going to be answering is how the charts are looking and is Litecoin going to start gaining on Bitcoin? So what we need to look at is the Litecoin versus Bitcoin chart. Now, for those of you that aren't used to charting this, I highly recommend starting to look into it. Most people, even most YouTubers, chart versus USD. Personally, for myself, I think it's that's not the best way to look at cryptocurrencies most of the time. You should look at whether holding Litecoin is going to get you more gains than holding Bitcoin. The best way I can explain it is that if I told you that I went all in on Litecoin and it went up 25%, and I ask you, is that a good investment? You'd probably say, yeah, of course it is. You've gone up 25%. But what if I told you that during that same time period, Bitcoin went up 125%? Is that still a good investment? You could argue no, because if I was holding Bitcoin, then I would have made much more gains than I would have if I was holding Litecoin. So that's basically what the Litecoin versus Bitcoin chart. It shows you the opportunity cost of holding Litecoin versus holding Bitcoin. So let's look at the 3-day chart just for this. And I mean, you can see here, it pumped all the way up here to 0.017. Actually, the last time I held Litecoin was around its halving, and I sold around the 0.014 area, so about here. And I've not held it since. So you can see here that it was at 0.014 up here, and now it's at 0.004. So you've basically lost 70% versus Bitcoin since this area, maybe even a bit more there. So there's two ways to look at it. One way would be that Litecoin is, dead and it's going to keep going down, or the other way to look at it is that it's very, very oversold and it's due a pump. The interesting thing recently was the PayPal listing, PayPal getting into cryptocurrencies, and Litecoin was one of those cryptocurrencies that they're going to list. So with the amount of users that PayPal has, the fundamentals are actually looking quite good for Litecoin. It's going to be listed on PayPal, and that's going to get it a lot of exposure. And you can see here that this is why the markets have been kind of reacting to this recently. Whenever Bitcoin's gone down a bit recently, Litecoin's been going down less. And we can see here that we're starting to close a green candle on the 3-day versus Bitcoin, which is a very good sign. You know, we can see here last time we did that down here, we went from 0.005 to 0.008. So that's nearly a 50% gain versus Bitcoin when it was last here. However, we do have to be aware that it was in a very strong, we are still in a very strong downtrend here. So, one green candle out of, this isn't going to be as strong. However, it's a very good sign. I'm starting to like the look of Litecoin actually around here. What would really be the test for Litecoin now is if Bitcoin dumps or goes down and Litecoin holds its value. That for me would be a very strong sign that we're pretty much close to the bottom for Litecoin. So let me look at the 2-day for Litecoin. So you can see here we've already closed the green candle. We're onto the second green candle. Price change oscillators in the green. RSI is in the green. Volume is not in the green yet. However, it's still in bullish territory. Let's just see. Yeah, so everything's starting to look bullish on Litecoin. I'm really liking the look of it here actually. I did sell some of my Bitcoin into Litecoin here, but it is a very small percentage at the moment. But I am starting to feel quite optimistic about where Litecoin is going from here. It's been quite a long time. It's gone down a lot, but the chart is starting to look a lot stronger. So let's just see where important level for Litecoin, Bitcoin. I would say this is a significant area here. If we break through this, then I think we can easily target this area, which is 0.005. This is where I'd be looking if we break here. But there's also this area down here. Yeah, so I think the 0.0053 area is definitely an area to be looking at. Once we break this, this is a 2-day chart, which we have been in a long-term downtrend since February on the 2-day. If we break here, I think there's going to be fireworks for Litecoin. I really do. And yeah, the price has been going down so much, and it's not pumped with alt season. It's not pumped with Bitcoin. There's a large potential for a move up on Litecoin. I think there's definitely a lot of potential here. No one's really giving it any attention. There's the Mimblewimble development, which for those of you that don't know, that's the privacy aspect of Bitcoin of Litecoin that they're developing. So there's quite a good few fundamental things as well going in Litecoin's favor. Mimblewimble, PayPal. So that's quite a few things that are in its favor at the moment. So let's look at Litecoin versus the US dollar, which I'm sure most of you came here to look at. So 2-day charts. 2-day looking very, very bullish. We can see again the trend smasher indicator is just cheating on this graph. It just really, really is. You can see it's been signaling red up here all the way down to here. It's been signaling green. There was also a green background. For those of you that don't know, this basically means that if you're in a short, consider tightening up your stop and then exiting. And this caught it perfectly. You can just see here it gave you a warning, and then it's just pumped up straight after the warning there. You can't get any better than that really with the trend smasher. So we're looking very strong versus USD at the moment on Litecoin. My first target would be this area here. So 64 would be my target, around the 64 area. Let's see, yeah. So this sort of range would be where I'm looking to, where I'll be looking for Litecoin's targets. Let's see if we can find anything else significant. There's also this downtrend, which we'd be looking to break out of as well. If we break out of that downtrend, then the next target for me would be this area, which is the 79. Which is the, yeah. Which would be this area here, the 77 area would be where I'm targeting next. If we break out of this downtrend here. So yeah, on the 2-day, looking very bullish as well. So those would be my targets. In summary really, Litecoin versus Bitcoin looking very good. Litecoin has underperformed quite a lot since its halving. It's very oversold in my opinion, and it's starting to turn around. So I'm looking for the upside here, really. If Bitcoin chills out, relaxes, it goes sideways, doesn't do anything crazy, like some 20% dump, then I'm fully expecting Litecoin to be making some strong gains versus Bitcoin in the near future. Obviously, this isn't financial advice. Do your own due diligence. This is just my opinion based off my indicators and what I am looking at. But overall, everything is looking very bullish on Litecoin. So that's my Litecoin analysis. If anyone has any questions or feedback or suggestions, then you can just put a comment down below, or you can also follow me at my Twitter at SmasherCrypto. Alright, have a good one.